Hey, I got some last-minute holiday shopping ideas for you. You got to stick around for this.
The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
And I got the tea going tonight. This thing going around, not bad enough to call in, not good enough to feel good. That whole thing that's going around. That's my state of mind this evening. Thank you for watching. Good night. Roberta Mudge Humble is my guest. She has been on the program a number of times over the course of the 4+ years that we've had this show going, and on the radio side as well. She's a standout, longtime professor at CCRI, an English professor, so brush up, please, as you're watching this show. But she is also somebody who's devoted to this state and markets all sorts of really cool things, games, books, puzzles that have everything to do with Rhode Island's current events and history. And she's got some new stuff. So we're going to have some fun with that this evening. Stick around and we'll tell you how you can get some of this stuff and how it may stuff a bunch of stockings this year, no doubt. In the meantime, just want to touch base on a couple of issues, if you don't mind. The GOP has passed the tax plan. Well, listen, at broadcast time, the House fumbled it yesterday and was looking at it today. The Senate passed the tax plan. Of course, on the House side, Paul Ryan thought it was, making good on all the promises.
The American people place their trust in us to do this work for them, and today we're making good on that promise. Yeah, well, I don't know. I've done a lot of reading on it. I'm trying to get as many experts on this thing as we possibly can. I don't have an idea. I've been trying to do some math for myself because, all taxes are not only, all news is local, all taxes are personal before we start thinking about everybody else. It's just the nature of the game, right? And I can't figure it out. And to be honest with you, I haven't called my very expensive accountant to actually figure it out for me, because why spend money trying to figure out something that you're supposed to be able to figure out yourself? But when this deal finally comes out in its totality, we'll be able to do some calculations. And reportedly, come February, you'll see a change in your withholding. I just recommend, as a layman here, not an expert, but just a guy shooting the breeze, having a cup of tea with you over here, I'd be careful with the withholding just yet. Just make sure that everything that you factor in, especially for those of you who itemize, make sure you factor everything that's gone into play here, because the cap at $10,000 on deduction for income and property taxes is significant in Rhode Island and a lot of blue states. There's some things that have gone by the wayside in terms of your deductions that you need to be accounting for. Exemptions have changed, even though the standard deduction has doubled. Have you followed all of this? And of course, the brackets are down. But of course, if you're losing deductions, I don't know. I don't know. Reportedly, 90% of us are going to get a tax break here. But there is no doubt in anybody's mind that this is a corporate tax break and a tax break for the rich. I used to defend those kind of things proportionally. Like, yeah, if you make more money, you're going to save more money. But the intellectual dishonesty coming out of Washington about this thing, suggesting that it's primarily a middle-class tax cut, it is not. And it may be a good thing. And 2018 may be a resounding recovery for the Republicans because they did the right thing. But I just wish they'd be honest about it. Yeah, we think we need to, almost cut in half corporate taxation. And, dropping from 39.6 to 37%, the highest tax rate, is important for those rich people who will then supply side it, trickle it down. Just be honest about the argument. They haven't been. So now we have to figure it out for ourselves. Jack Reed, our senior senator, thinks he has.
Trump tax will adversely affect my home state, Rhode Island. It's in so many ways. The temporary benefits won't cover the long-term damage from this bill or offset the increased costs for things like child care, education, health care, and housing.
Yeah, so we'll have to take a look. Now, I would love the senior senator to come here and explain some of his issues with it. Perhaps that'll be my 2018 gift. The only primary person in this state who has not done Dan Yorke State of Mind at least once is the senior senator, Jack Reed. I didn't know he and I had a bug up each other's bums. Do we, Lex? Do we have a bug up each other's bums?
I'd love to have him in.
I'd love to have him in. I wrote a nasty email the other day, a little fed up. That didn't seem to. So if you see Jack, maybe you want to tell him, come on here and explain what he thinks is the problem with the tax cuts. We're all ears. I don't know what's going on with that. I really don't. By the way, he'll never miss a chance to be on Sunday morning network shows, though. In fact, he's more comfortable talking to Washington types than he is talking to local types. I don't know why that is. Alrighty, anyway, not to digress. Coming back home, Nick Mattiello, the Speaker of the House, issued this statement. Oh, we did one of those things again. I should have previewed this before the show. I can't read that from here. I don't have a chance in heck of reading that from here. Even when my eyesight was good, I don't have a chance in heck of reading that from here. But for the most part, what he's saying, because I have read the statement more or less says, hey, interested in what the Pawtucket mayor has actually done for his Plan B for the stadium, looking forward to reviewing it. And more or less, he suggests that the constituents have just about told him no taxpayer money for the stadium, and that he'd like to see a new deal. That's really kind of a summary of the entire thing. I remind you what Don Grebbian, the mayor of Pawtucket, said about the deal yesterday, right here.
The most important piece of it for the Pawtucket is the catalyst for the development that's going to happen around that, right? Around the stadium. It hasn't happened around the existing stadium because of the limitations, and that's what's always explored. So this is what it's about. It's that new revenue. It would be a new revenue stream for us. We get all the state revenue, but also the development. Okay,
now, here's the thing about this Plan B thing. If you understand what he's doing, he's saying, look, the state is balking. The Speaker of the House is balking on this thing. So take the $2 million that the stadium generates in sales and income taxes and send it to Pawtucket, create a finance district for the stadium, and we'll take that cash flow and we'll finance it under our own auspice. It actually would save Pawtucket some money in their own pre-described $15 million financing portion that they've already agreed to in the current proposed deal. I'm not going to get into all the details again tonight. But here's the thing. There's been a lot of poo-pooing and desperation review on this from newsmakers and pundits, none of whom have thought about what is most important. And what's most important here is the redevelopment of the city of Pawtucket, which is hanging by a thread. They could have a 2018, which becomes a renaissance, or they could end up in the dumper. And that's what the mayor is talking about.
But at the end of the day, it's a good financial deal. So we always wanted to be partnered with the state. We always expected that the state and the leaders would step up, and most of them have. The rest are coming along, right? Not to change this, right? It makes sense. We've protected the taxpayers. It's a good deal, and it keeps them here. What we've done is say the alternative. If you're willing to not vote on it, you're willing just to kick it aside and let the poor Sox go, don't do this to Pawtucket, because we have the most to gain and lose besides the state.
I don't know what the disposition on Rhode Island, maybe Roberta could talk to me about this. She knows the state better than anybody. I don't know why we're so down on Pawtucket, like waiting for it to go down the turlet. I'll tell you, this is the poison from 38 Studios that I told you would be our death. A psychology of everything stinks and no one can be trusted that now permeates this place because we didn't clean up our own 38 mess. Leadership void. But the leadership in Providence is having a good time because when all else fails, just buy some toys. Front page for the bumper cars. Roll that, Eric. That looked like a lot of fun. Hey, listen, the city bought the bumper cars. I don't know where they're going to store them.
There's 16 of them.
Huh?
16 of them.
There's 16 bumper cars? Look at the mayor. He had a press briefing. I never saw him so giddy at a press conference in my entire life. I don't know. Looks like it'd be better with a couple of cocktails. It's just me. But, you know, not for the kids, though. And reportedly, they're newfangled technology, so they spin a little bit more than the normal bumper cars. You know what? Good stuff. Good stuff. You know, we got to laugh a little. Maybe we can get the mayor in here once again to talk to us about that critical decision to invest in the bumper cars. Jack Reed or Alorza? I don't know. Jack Reed or Alorza? Which is my priority? Hey, here's one of the items in Roberta's new list. I Am Rhode Island, the colorful trivia game highlighting the uniqueness of the smallest state. Professor, it is a pleasure to have you on board again. Nice to be with you.
Wonderful to be here. I'm sorry you're not feeling the best.
I'm fine. Yeah, everybody's good. Come on, you must be working in a petri dish over at CCRI every day. I mean, those kids come in with.
Well, I did 47 years. So I retired.
Oh, you did retire. That's right. Congratulations.
Yes, that's my first semester not teaching there.
Oh my gosh.
47 years, never missed a day of class.
47 years, never missed a day of class? What else did you not miss in 47 years?
I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But
well, congratulations. I think I forgot. Not that I didn't know. I apologize.
No, that's okay. No, I've been over there for a couple of things, you know, this and that, and seeing old friends and so on. The school is moving along as it will.
And they're prettying the place up, by the way. So
yes, they are.
That's
hard
a good
to do
thing.
with that brood architecture, but
right?
Yes, but
I think the new administration over there is doing some things to lift the spirit and the decor of CCRI, and I've always been bullish on that education. You know, even through this whole conversation about college tuition and what Governor Raimondo wanted to do, I was a no-brainer thought on CCRI being part of that mix. Those kids,
really?
You didn't like that idea?
The free tuition?
Yes.
No, I would have rather put it at the end of RIC or URIs, the last 2 years. Because it has been proven.
And you would.
Because I know from just talking to compatriots at CCRI that some of those people who got the free tuition are not going to be coming back next year, by the looks of it, or next semester even. Because
oh, so you're hearing some real time.
But I'm not saying it's really bad. Please understand that. But it's not a perfect program, and it's supposed to be pretty perfect because they did take a look at the kids. The kids had to have a certain cum and so forth before they got in and got the free tuition. So I am surprised at that.
Well, that gives me
but even then, but putting that aside, the last 2 years at at URI and RIC would have been better because that's more expensive, and they were proven then because they were done 2 years at least. So it's a more proven product.
Well, you know what? Everyone's got a point of view on this stuff, but now we have some stuff to track at CCRI. When we come back, we've got some stuff to track for your stockings. A lot of Rhode Island when we come back. Stay with us. I should say retired Professor Roberta Mudge Humble here. All right, let's get into it. Show me some screens, Eric, and tell me. All right, what game is this? This is the trivia game?
The new trivia game, I Am Rhode Island, yes.
Okay, so you can throw me a couple?
I will. Okay. Now, you're not supposed to see these. Okay, so let me just do it this way. Okay.
Let's do it.
I am the only town situated on Connecticut Island.
I am the only town situated on.
Well, I mean, think about it this way.
Well, it's Block Island, right? Isn't that Block Island?
No, that's New Shoreham.
So I was going to say New Shoreham, but.
No, but Connecticut Island. Okay, well, you got the idea. New Shoreham is on Block Island. What's on Connecticut Island?
Connecticut Island. I mean, there's only one other island.
Okay, we've got 2 more seconds.
Newport, Middletown, Portsmouth, Tiverton.
Jamestown.
Oh, it's its own island.
Yeah.
Duh. Did you know that? No.
No.
Okay.
Nobody does.
Duh.
Now, if you
don't tell me you knew that on the couch. You didn't know that.
Okay, you would have gotten 1 point if you'd gotten it right, but you didn't. And if you did get the 1 point, then you get the bonus question.
Okay, what's that?
It's based on Jamestown now, okay?
Oh, no.
What's the name of my lighthouse?
Beavertail?
Good. And then you can show, yes. Here it is. So, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
All right, good. So,
you want to try another one? One more?
Yeah, give me one more real quick.
Okay, here we are.
You don't ever put me in a Trivial Pursuit game. Do they still play that anywhere?
Okay, this is one.
Yeah, because I'm terrible. Just because I'm on the air doesn't mean I'm smart, which I think a lot of you know anyway.
You're pretty smart, Dan. It's just nobody knows everything.
I can't remember anything. That's my problem.
Now I'm going that way myself.
Yes.
All right, here we are. I am the amazing place with the largest collection of fresco paintings in North America.
I don't have a shot at that.
Okay. I like to put these in because then people discover them.
Right.
Okay. All right. Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay. It is St. Anne's Church up in Woonsocket.
Really?
They consider the paintings there almost as good as in the Sistine Chapel in Rome.
Huh.
So it's worth a visit.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's really the theme. You get one of these things, you put everybody together, and all of a sudden everybody starts talking about the state that they allegedly love.
Exactly.
Right? Which you absolutely love. I mean, you have been involved in researching and telling the state's story your entire career.
Well, I love the state. I think we always play second fiddle to Massachusetts. I know you like Massachusetts. My mother was born in Taunton, so I do too. But I don't think we should be second fiddle to them, that's all. So
I agree completely. I think we should be competitively better than them on X number of levels. I think we miss a bunch of opportunities.
We have 19,000 sites on the National Register of Historic Places.
We do?
We do.
Only somebody who is a big historian would know that.
Well, I'm not an historian, but all right. Then
well,
the other thing is, and I'll show you this. This is a point of discovery. This is not
What's
a
the
game.
Next game? What
this
is
Secret. Secret Rhode Island.
Secret Rhode Island. We got a full screen on that. What is this? What is
now,
Secret Rhode Island?
Little Secret is adorable, as you can see. It's selling like hotcakes.
That goes in the stocking so easy.
Yeah.
Bang.
Okay. It's in 24 stores in the States.
Okay.
Anyhow.
We'll tell everybody where you can get all these coming up.
Yes. Okay. Now, it's not a game. It could be a game, and you can make it a game. But you will see things like the Tamaquag Museum in Exeter. And on the back, it tells why you should kind of go there. Because a lot of people don't know about this.
Okay.
And this won a presidential award.
Wow.
Michelle Obama went there.
Oh, yeah, we had them.
Yes. So, but not everybody knows
I can't remember anything. Yeah. We had those folks here.
Okay.
Telling their story.
How about this cute guy? I mean, he's adorable. Isn't he a great horned owl?
Yeah.
And he represents the Rhode Island Audubon Education Center in Bristol. And they do all kinds of things for kids in education and so forth. They have 4 raptors. They'll take them around to schools and so forth. 2 owls, 2 hawks.
Really?
It's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's that St. Anne's Church in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
Okay. West of the Armory, we have to have. Okay. How about the old Washington County Jail in South Kingstown? It's been since the late 18th century. It's been in use. Well, it was in use until the 1950s.
What's in it now?
They basically got the Historical Society in it and a museum, and they have a gift shop too.
Oh, nice.
Clouds Hill Victorian House Museum in Warwick. Okay. Varnum Armory Museum in East Greenwich, and so on. All of these have reasons for you to go. And one of the fun things, and people don't know this, maybe you do because you live up north. How about
way up north, way up in Cumberland?
I know. Well, in Westerly, that's north.
Yes.
Okay, you understand this.
That's a good 45-minute ride at least.
It is.
Yes.
Well, the oldest penny arcade in the nation is in Burrillville.
Really?
Yes. Spring Lake. And they're only open seasonally. And because these are flying off the shelves and because it's in here, I have a feeling when they open in the spring, they're going to have a lot of customers, which I'm glad about.
Awesome. We got a couple more versions. We'll come back in. Well, we got the Rhode Island card, the road block game. We got more. Stay with us.
People are going.
All righty. So you've seen a couple of versions of the new creative work by Professor Roberta Mudge Humble, but now my table. All this stuff is her production over the years. I mean, when we first started this, you had the songs. That book is what? That was
Sing Rhode Island.
Sing
comes with a CD.
Still comes with a CD. There's all sorts of great songs about the state. How did this sell over the years?
It's not as strong a seller as others, but the schools like it.
Yeah.
And parties like it. It's a good party thing.
I actually thought this was the
It's a lot of fun.
Summer in Rhode Island to the tune, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning.
Yeah, the tunes everyone will know, but the lyrics are all Rhode Island.
Oh, what
My
a
favorite
beautiful
is number 9.
ocean, oh, what a beautiful bay, 400 miles of fine coastline, fishing and play every day. Sort of. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
No, you're not. Okay, but no, this is something that you really want. I mean, there's nothing in this group of stuff that we have that you wouldn't say, oh my God, that is so cool. I'm glad I have it.
Individual game book that you can write in. There are all kinds of, look at on the back, the kinds of puzzles in the book.
Here you go. Matching jumble crossword fill-in. People love this stuff.
Picture matching, yes.
The Rhode Island card, what is that?
The Rhode Island card, here I'll open it. It comes in a sleeve. This, whoops, well, because now it's slipped out. But anyhow, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It
It's on the floor somewhere?
Well, no, I've got one in my bag, but it's over there.
You can open your bag. This is
it's okay.
Dan Yorke State of Mind. It's not.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah,
well, anyhow, can I mention that Roadside sold 7,000, and we only have 5 left. At least at my house. And
Roadside.
I don't know what the stores have.
What is Roadside?
Roadside is also a trivia game, and it's a big trivia game. And Road Scholar and Road Test sold out. And there were thousands of those.
What's the roadblock game?
Roadblock is an actual card game. It plays like Crazy Eights. And this came out last year. And this is fantastic. This is like Crazy Eights. The object is you're dealt so many cards each player. The goal is to get rid of the cards. And you have to try to match. Like this is a one sport. So if it were down in the pile and and it was over here, I would have to say, oh, it's my turn. I have to have either a one or a sport. And of course, these are all state sports.
Gotcha.
And state.
And that card is for the Pawtucket Red Sox.
I
What's
know.
What's your guess?
The Game Theater is in there too.
Is that going to be a historical card, or is that going to be something that we're still going to?
Well, the Game Theater's in here too.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm nervous. I love Pawtucket, and I think Pawtucket should have some strength. It's right next to Providence. There's no reason why they can't do more there. There's a good armory there that they can use. There's, you know, I'm not against the stadium. I think it needs to. How about corporate sponsors stepping up? Come on, then you wouldn't have this fight about state. I mean, we've got people that could just take that. I mean, CVS, what are they buying now? The insurance company, Aetna, couldn't they just toss in a, you know, $25 million?
Yeah, you see, this is.
It's tough. Anyhow you do it. Okay.
That's just not how it works.
I know.
But
I know. Well, we won't get into that. Okay. But I do pray for Pawtucket because I like Pawtucket. And Pawtucket has amazing things in it. My joy, Dan, is not only making these things and wowing people with their own state, but driving around. I will deliver some of these when they order online. If I can get out, I will deliver them. I went to West Greenwich last week and delivered it to somebody's house. I rang the doorbell. I said, well, here's your order. Oh, wow, this is great. But the beauty of West Greenwich, do you know, it's probably only second to Little Compton in beauty. It's absolutely stunning.
It is.
Out there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are missing it. Plus, they got that wonderful tree farm, and they provided a tree for the State House. I guess.
So, how are we getting these things? Do we go online? Do we have the online address? We have a screen here. Do we have that?
It shows all the locations.
It shows all the locations. Okay, what do we have here? This is where you can get all these games.
They'll show the locations, but you can go to westerlyarmory.com, and you'll click on Rhode Books and Games, and it'll have the whole list of stores. And you can buy them online too.
Okay. Well, we will back up this information online on Fox Providence, where everything that is informational about a show you've seen will be online. But repeat that again for me. So
westerlyarmory.com.
You got that?
And then when you're on the home page, it just says Rhode Books and Games. Pretty obvious. Click on that, and you go right to the page. It has all the stores, all 24 stores.
Right.
And then down at the bottom, you can buy them online too.
There you go. There is a plethora of Rhode Island on this table, all of which fit in the stockings this season. New products and former products. What is your wish for 2018 for Rhode Island?
That Rhode Island gets noticed well, noticed for the right things, noticed for the best things. Some of the best things are here in Rhode Island.
Simple as that. Congratulations on 47 years of instruction. The students love you. They come back and tell you how great you were, right?
Well, they come back and we're going to do Jeffersonian dinners, and they come back and tell me that they've gone on to get degrees in prosthetics and orthotics, and they tell me all these things.
Because they technically wrote the right way. Final word when we come back. Alrighty, I think our final couple of original shows for 2017 will air tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Oh, we have more millennials coming in? Oh, it's always a headache. We'll see you tomorrow night and on the radio at 3 on WPRO. Bye.